I've been teaching about 26 years and I've been in the principal class since 2010. We've got just on 900 students. When the students came back last year, they'd lost the capacity to concentrate for periods of time. They didn't necessarily value learning in the same way. Teachers are also coming back from having taught on screens for a really long time too, so just getting back into the craft of being in a room with that many people. We always joke that, during COVID you could put the disruptive student on mute. There's no mute in a classroom.
A lot more mayhem, like kids didn't listen as much.
Students forgot how to behave. They forgot how to be in a classroom. Their behaviour in some cases was extreme, in other cases it was shutting down.
People were always distracting me and it was just hard to focus on what I was doing.
Their actual tone of voice and volume of voice was not appropriate to what the classroom was. Those types of behaviours that not particularly extreme, but disruptive and not focused on learning. Ultimately, schools are places of learning. And that's our core business. And we need our young people to be able to come here and focus on learning for those periods of time. Day one for the students meant that in every single class with every single teacher, they were taught the 3 routines initially. So they were taught, this is how we're going to enter the classroom.
Straight lines before we go in, please.
This is how we're going to exit the classroom. And this is what the cue to start is that the teacher's going to use. So they did that on repeat 5-6 times with every teacher, entirely scripted.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Suwatte kudasai.
Here's the routine. Here's the stability of school. Step into this space, be safe, know you can learn.
Firstly, I thought it was kind of strange, but as we got to use it more, I think it was really good because now we're not hurtling into the classroom and banging over stuff.
Lining up into walking and standing behind your chairs, it sets the tone for the lesson. So previously they might have been grouped outside, chatting away. So when we come into the classroom, that energy is reflected. Last year it was really hard for me to get everyone's attention at once. Actually having a cue to start, mine's Marco Polo, pretty simple. So you will need a pen out in front of you, please. Marco. Polo. Immediately they know that I'm wanting their attention, they repeat it, and they're focused on me. So yeah, for me that's the most powerful. It's increased the teaching and learning time because I'm not waiting that 4th or 5th time to get their attention.
If you don't control and take responsibility for the space, somebody else will. The staff are the people that are actually facilitating and in control of that space because they're the professionals and they're the educators. And I think young people feel safe because they know that the teachers got the space under control. School has to be a space that's an equaliser as much as it can be so that everybody's got the opportunity to access learning.
You need to work in silent voices. We have 4 different voices: silent voice, partner voice, class voice, and then a group voice as well.
It sends a clear message to the students. If it's silent voice, hey, you guys need to be really quiet for this. Or if it's partner voice, it means that you can bounce ideas off each other. So it just helps me have more control of the classroom and the noise level in the classroom. What voice do you think we're going to use when we're doing the Education Perfect task? Silent voice, perfect.
Some students are invariably going to be chatterboxes, but for them to know really clearly about what is expected of them in terms of how they are speaking and how they are working has been quite powerful.
I'm just going to pull one more name out, and just the other thing we're doing in class is questioning. So I have a bunch of cue cards and I get them to choose one out, and that's how they answer a question. Who is our current Prime Minister? Think pair share in a partner voice. Who is going to answer our lucky last question?
Oh, me!
Tyrone.
Anthony Albanese.
Every student who walks into every classroom knows that they could be called on multiple times in any lesson.
I'm going to pull out a name and you guys are going to help me with the pronunciation of this sentence. Coops, first character.
The teacher can pick out anyone's name, so it gives us a chance to
be more switched on, because you never know when you're going to get picked, and it just gives everyone a better opportunity to learn.
Second character, please, Mia.
When we first started, I think they were, as teenagers are, kind of bucking the trends a little bit or rolling their eyes, and also thinking that this was something that most people would just do for a couple of weeks and then it'd disappear. But very quickly they realised that it was a whole school approach. They could see the benefits. We talked to them about calmer, more settled classrooms, about more focused learning environments, about what that meant for the whole school community.
So the main benefits we've seen for students so far is an increase in learning stamina, an increased engagement in their learning, and greater confidence in understanding how their brains work and what learning processes are.
I actually quite like it because to me it's all about the kids respecting their teachers. A lot of kids these days are very disrespectful, and I just think it's a great thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's very old school, and maybe we need that nowadays.
I appreciate and recognise that it might be seen as old-fashioned. I can see that. I think about that when I wander around. Perhaps the difference too is that this is about teaching young people about how to understand and engage in social norms in different organisations. So if we can teach them the skill of, when I go into all these different spaces, these are the ways I'm expected to behave, then I think we've done them a really good service. Education is the one thing that can get young people into the space they want to be in, rather than maybe the space they've been put in. And that's what we have to focus on.